Here we are sitting in the Kmart parking lot with another day of no work. We are currently on day 22 at East Grand Forks with only 2 days of work so far, but many of our fellow campers have been here much longer. At the end of this video, I'll bring you up to date on the new scuttlebutt as far as future work schedules and anticipated starting days. Crystal Sugar arranged a luncheon for the East Grand Forks and surrounding beet yards at the adjoining Hope Church. A light meal consisting of sloppy joes, cheesy potatoes, baked beans, and a vegetable platter followed by brownies for dessert. We were all thankful for the opportunity to share a meal with our fellow work campers and greatly appreciated the volunteer Hope Church members along with Crystal Sugar for sponsoring the event. At the end of the luncheon, we were thanked for sticking out the bad weather, but unfortunately there wasn't any indication given of when we might be able to get back to work. After lunch and before we decided to abandon the Kmart parking lot, we got into our truck to see for ourselves the extent of flooding of the Red River Campground. As we crossed Route 2 of the bridge overlooking the Red River Campground, we saw that the exits were closed and that the campsites we had previously occupied were underwater. In checking with the park ranger, we were told that the campground is probably closed for the season. So after a short meeting, the three of us decided to leave the noisy generators behind and move several miles to the Grand Forks Campground, which did offer us electric and sewer sites, with the fresh water still being provided by Crystal Sugar. On our way to the Grand Forks Campground, we were dismayed to pass many flooded sugar beet fields. Well, here we are at the Grand Forks Campground, and hopefully our last move of the 2019 sugar beet harvest season. Like every other business in East Grand Forks, they are struggling to find dry campsites in a saturated state, and managed to find several dry campsites for the three of us and 3 other work campers who followed. My daughter Melissa, with the YouTube Learning as We're Living website, took this video of the East Grand Forks beet yards yesterday to show us the extent of flooding in the yard. For those that are familiar with the beet yard, we have just passed building number 5 and piling station number 6. Here in front of you see our home, piling station number 7, which looks to be about the driest of them all.
Let this crazy world spin around us. Being in love with you is all I'll ever need. We'll find out.
And on the right is piling station number 8, which looks a little hopeless at this point. It is deep underwater. Melissa is forced to turn around as the gates are locked leading to piling stations number 9 and 11. As she drives along pile number 8, you can see the extent of the flooding as the air blowers are close to being submerged.
Say the world is changing, but some things never do. When 2 kids fall in love, their life.
What a difference a day makes. You can clearly see the difference between Melissa's video on Wednesday compared to our video taken on Thursday. I think there might be some hope for weekend work.
Is that first kiss or that homecoming dance? First time he takes her hand and says,
The piling sites of piler 11 and 9 seem clearly above water. Outside of a few noticeable puddles, most of the blowers seem to be high and dry.
we'll find our way through the wind and the rain. In my arms you're safe and warm, dancing in the eye of the Leaves fall all around them. There's ups and there are downs, breakups and makeups while they figure it all out.
As promised at the end of the video, an up-to-date facts and scuttlebutt of the 2019 sugar beet harvest. The first one is a fact. All employees will be paid time and a half for every hour worked. The scuttlebutt. With the lower than desired workforce left at the harvest, the two 12-hour shifts will either be condensed to 2 8-hour shifts or a 1 12-hour shift. The fact. The latest noon update on the sugar beet call-in line says no work again for today, but check in tomorrow at noon for another update. This is used for outdoor staycations. Remember, if you want to keep up with the 2019 sugar beet saga, remember to ring the bell, subscribe, and like our video. Let the road take you safely on your journeys across America.